Fiber optic sensors. The optical sensor is a transducer which converts a non-electrical signal into electrical signal or electrical signal into non-electrical signal. That's why the optical sensor is a transducer which converts any form of signal into an optical signal in the measurable form. For this process to occur, we need three. One is optical source which gives out light. With the help of the fiber optic cable which transmit light source to the modulation zone, that is known as transmitting fiber. The light gets modulated, depends on the situations, that is known as modulation zone. And then after the light gets the pressure, maybe due to the pressure or temperature, the property of the light changes in the modulation zone. After getting modulated, the light will be received through the receiving fiber and then it is fed into optical detector to analyze the change or modulation. There are two types of sensors. One is intrinsic, another one is extrinsic sensors. Intrinsic sensors are also known as active sensors. The intrinsic sensor, in which a physical parameter to be sensed acts directly onto the fiber, which changes are produced during the transmission. For example, pressure and liquid level sensors are known as intrinsic sensors. Here, the modulation is done inside the fiber optic cable. That's why it is also known as active sensors. The other type of sensor is extrinsic or passive sensors. Here, separate sensing element is used and the optical fiber is act as a waveguide. The extrinsic sensors examples are displacement and laser Doppler velocity meteor sensors. Now, we will see the intrinsic sensor. Here, we are going to study about phase and polarization fiber optic sensor. For that, we need a laser source which is used to produce laser light. The light is made to fall on a beam splitter. The role of the beam splitter is to split the light into two different directions, perpendicular direction. The one gets transmitted, another gets reflected. The transmitted light is passed through the lens, convex lens, to converge all the light rays, which is going to enter into the reference fiber. And then one more fiber is there, that is known as testing fiber, in which the fiber is going to be placed inside the testing environment. That's why it is known as testing fiber. Before that, there will be a convex lens in which all the light is going to be converged to the testing fiber. And then some photographic plate or recording arrangements are there to get the receiving light. So from this, we have the entire setup of intrinsic sensor. Let us talk about the working of intrinsic sensor. The light from the source is split into two directions. One is transmitter, another one is reflector. The transmitter laser beam is focused onto the reference fiber. Due to the total interreflection, all the lights gets totally interreflected and will be available on the other end, which is made to fall on the photographic plate to be recorded through the convex lens L2. The reflector light beam is made to pass through the convex lens L3 and is made to focus on the testing fiber, in which is placed in the environment to be tested. If there is any pressure change or any temperature change, there will be a change of property of light. The phase of the light gets changed, or the polarization of the light gets changed. The modified light which is coming out from the testing fiber is made to fall on the convex lens L2, and then it focuses the light both from the reference fiber, unmodulated wave, and then light from the testing fiber, which is modulated if there is any change of temperature or pressure, is also made to fall on the photographic plate. If the two light waves has same phase, we can get a uniform illumination on the photographic plate. If there is any change, difference between the light from the reference fiber, that is reference light, original light, and the modulated light, then we can get an interference pattern. In this way, after analyzing the photographic plate, we can measure the temperature or pressure inside any environment. So that's why it is known as intrinsic fiber, in which all the modulation can be done inside the fiber. That's why it is known as intrinsic sensor. Next, we are going to see about extrinsic sensor. For that, we are having a displacement sensor. The experimental setup consisting of a laser source which produces light, and the light is going to be initially transmitted through a transmitting fiber, which is made up of a single mode fiber, and then there will be a target outside the fiber. After getting reflected or scattered from the moving target, all the light should be collected. For that, we are having another fiber that is known as receiving fiber. The light should be collected properly and can be converted into another signal. That's because of the photo detector. So these are the parts in displacement sensor, also known as extrinsic sensor. Then we will see about the working of this displacement sensor. The light from the laser source is made to focus onto the transmitting fiber. The transmitting fiber transmits the light based on the total internal reflection. That light can be available on the other end. That light is made to fall on the moving target. After getting reflected and scattered from the moving target, all the light is going to be collected through the receiving fiber, and then on the other end, the light will be modified light will be available on the other end, which will be detected by the photo detector. If there is any modification, the intensity gets changed, and the modification can be recorded through the photo detector. If the target is moving away from this testing fiber, the light intensity goes on decreasing. The decreased intensity, from the decreased intensity, we can conclude the target is moving away. If the intensity goes on increasing, while analyzing through the detector, we can conclude that target is moving towards the fiber. In this way, we can analyze the movement of the any target. That's why it's known as displacement sensor or extrinsic sensor, in which the modulation can be done outside the fiber. That's why it is known as extrinsic sensor. Thank you.